Today, I have this beautiful 5.0 4x4 F150 pretty stanced up, and we got to put in a 12 pod rock light system. So what we're going to end up doing, since this is such a nice truck, I'm going to have to mount it up in here, and then back here I'm going to have to put 3 little holes. And there should be a Ford emblem right there, so that's where I put my pod lights so that they're nice and hidden. And then we got to put 4 down behind this running board without drilling holes in the frame, in the chassis, without making new holes, anything fancy. So I went down to my favorite place, Home Depot, got 2 8-foot aluminum 1-inch wide strips and some other things here, and I am going to make brackets that are going to mount to the same bolts that those running boards go, so they'll be tucked up in there. But there's these bolts here, here, and one more back there. I'm going to use these 3 bolts. We're going to see how floppy it is when I'm done, but I'm going to do my damnedest to make it nice and strong, stiff. But I'm going to use little steel angle pieces. But I got these brackets. They're powder coated, they're steel, they're strong, they're not going to flex. And this aluminum, I specifically wanted to use aluminum because it's nice and light compared to steel, and I can also get a thicker piece, so it's going to be a bit stiffer as well. I'm going to get to it. Hopefully this works out, because I'm going to even paint it up, make them all look pretty, because this is such a nice truck. I want even the guy who's underneath it doing an oil change to look at these rock lights and be like, damn, this is what I could get. This is all what I could get for the day. If I do another one of these trucks, I will order different stuff. But this is just what I could get today, and the light kit was supplied by the customer, so I'm going to have a good time here. I will get back with you guys when I have more things to do, but for now it's going to be time-lapsed. Oh yeah. I'm gonna have to cut a foot off as is just to fit them, but that's the idea. I was just making sure that the clearance, which plenty of clearance, but I'm going to be putting a rock light over here, a rock light like over here, and then I'm going to find the middle and then put 2 equidistant, so they're all evenly spaced, so when they shine down on the pavement they'll be evenly spaced and it'll look real nice, I swear. That's the whole idea here, to make it look real nice. And then all that wiring is going to be connected to this strip. So I haven't decided if I'm going to split it up and have just the 4 lights have their 4 wiring on this strip, or if I'm going to run all 5, because there's one that has to go to the back wheel well. I think that's what I'll do, so I don't have to run 2 conduits here. And then I will just jumper it from this over here, because I essentially need to follow up in that hole anyways to go up into the engine bay so I can hook up to the battery and all the other lights and accessories. But first I gotta make the brackets to even get to that point. So that's what this is all about. Oh, my Widow Vice Whips. I came over here. Oh, Widow Vice Whips. You know what I should use? A Widow tape measure. I don't have a Widow Sharpie. But we'll just pretend. How much do we got sticking out here? Let me just push that to 3 inches. And check what's going on over here. 3 1/8. So I'll split the difference, 1/16. And I want this one at the far edge here. And then I want this one at the edge here. And then I want to take this and clamp it down here. A little tighter than that though. A little tighter than that though. There we go. I'll just make sure. Got that. Nice and edge. Nice to the edge. Okay. Make sure we're still 3 1/16 here. Huh. Move to 3 1/8. Oh well. I'll live like that. Okay, so now we carefully, make sure to put it where we want it. Just hold down on the back. Just make a circle. I'm just going to use M6 bolts to hold this together. I was going to use riv nuts, but I think I'd be wasting my time if I did that. I'm going to get one side completely done on the truck. I'll get the other side done on the this way around. No, goes the other way around, like that. Then we'll just casually drop in that bolt. This bolt. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And then that bolt. That's the only thing that's got me a little worried, is how flimsy that is, but it's tucked up in here so nicely. It ain't gonna touch anything, even if it really is vibrating like crazy. Like, it physically can't. It would have to bend the brackets to even touch here. So I think that's gonna be all right. If it turns out to not be all right, if I ever do this again, I will use a piece of angle, because there is room for it. And then if I use a piece of angle, then we'll be good. But I think this is tits. I think this is great. looks so good. Does that not look fucking tits? It's gonna be one sick mamma jamma, I tell you what. Okay, time to disassemble and paint. Oh well, clean it up. Disassemble, clean it, and then paint. And then reassemble and do the other side. Oy. I'm only, I would say, a third of the way done with today. That was a lot of work. If this was my own car, I would do this one side and be like, alright, see y'all tomorrow. Well, I'm going to take this camera off and just make the other side because I know this video is already going to be super freaking long. So I'll see you guys in an hour or two. I don't know. Bye. This bracket finished drying. I've got the lights mounted and I'm about to tighten up those bolts. And I got the other bracket finished. I got primer on it and just waiting for that primer to set, so I thought I might as well run these lights in. So that's what we're doing now. I haven't been under this side of the truck in a minute. It's actually been a couple hours. Hopefully it still fits, you know? Yep, still fits. And that's gonna be our rock lights. Isn't that pretty? Isn't that so pretty? I'm going to use these with zip ties to hold those wires on. I already put some sheathing on there. I need to get some more 1/2-inch sheathing. I thought I would be able to get away with 3/8, but it's actually pretty thick. So that's why that sticks out a bit. I'll zip tie towards the ends just because I don't want that plastic to peel off. I would electrical tape it, but I see no reason. I see no advantage to that. I'll just simply go around here. Because I got like a less than a 1/4 inch thick wire that's already sheathed, going through a 1/2 inch of this sheathing. There we go. Just want to make sure I crush the ends. Good stuff. Let me see, I get the GoPro up in there, show you guys. Yep, there's just a little zip tie right there. So it's on the inside of this bolt. It's got the sheathing over it, so it's not gonna rub on that bolt. And then these guys are just zip tied on real nice all the way down. And yeah, that's about it. I would stick you guys onto something of this truck, but this entire truck made out of aluminum. Okay, so that's one side done. I'm gonna see if the other side is finished drying, but this is looking pretty good so far. Yes, very nice, very nice, very nice. Alright, so now we are moving on to the rear. There's some debate on if the way that I'm going to show you how I do it is a good way or not. Aesthetically, the way I'm doing it is kind of the only way to do it. I'll show you now. I already drilled my hole. As you can see, even from this high of an angle, there's the hole. But you can't see the hole really once you go up in there. There's a Ford emblem right here. You just go towards the back half of it, and that's like the perfect spot for you to mount this light. So that shines down and fills the wheel well, but you can't see the light even from all the way back here. From down here, you can't see it. Maybe the other side will look better since it's in the shade. If you're just, you know, round, you're just looking. Still no hole, still no hole, still no hole. There's the hole. But even from like way down here, which I'm on my knees, for me to see it, I need to get here. Which you'll probably see it on the camera, but you'll never see it. You'll never see it. When you get a brand new Phillips bit and you put it into the proper size Phillips screw, it will eventually fly off, but you just can't beat it. And it's not a Milwaukee thing, it's just, that's a fresh Phillips bit. Okay, so I gotta take my self-tappers, because these are the screws that are provided. Now I thought, wow, those are really cute. That would be much better. So I already got that one. You know what, I'm just going to do one side and I'll come back just so I don't have to fuss around too much over there. I'll do this side to show you. So the way that these trucks are designed, there's a piece of metal here that's separate, and this actually goes up and there's like a cavity in there, so you can send the end of this wire into this hole here and then send it this way. That might not have worked the way I anticipated, but we'll see. I might have to reach my arm up in there and grab it. Yeah. So there's this hole right here that you can get up in. There we go. Oh, I got caught by a screw. And if anyone wants to talk shit about self-tapping, that's factory. That's dealer installed. And here we go. There's our cable, which will be nice to go right along the frame rail here, probably up top. Alright, we now have one rock light installed up there, which you can barely see actually because it's so dark. Here it is. Slightly crooked, but you can't see it, but it'll definitely light up this whole wheel arch. It'll look really good. It'll get the tire, you know, it'll look good. It'll look good. It will do what it's supposed to do, and it'll get more of the ground going that way versus this way, so it's going to be pretty, hopefully. Hopefully it's the way she wanted it. Like if I owned this truck, this is how I'd be doing it. Okay, so I got both of these rears done. Wires ran, mounted up in there, real pretty. So now I'm working on the front here, which you have to be careful about on any truck. But these Fords have a fabric liner. It's basically plastic with this like fabric-y feeling polyester on it, and there's this little recess here. Come on. Oh, that lens is dirty. There we go. There we go. So there's this nice recess right here that I know on this side is going to be good, because that recess is way back in underneath these connectors. It's way back in there. Way back in there. And you just want to make sure that you're just not willy-nilly drilling through, because there are quite a bit of connectors and stuff in this area. Then you're gonna go get your comically long number 8 screws, your comically small number 8 nuts, and your comically large 3/16 washers, just like that. And of course a screwdriver and a ratchet. This may or may not work out how I think it is. In theory, I should be able to shove these up through there and they'll hold. They do. Just like that. Now this is where you gotta play a bit of a guessing game. I'll see if I can even see it way back in there. I can barely see a stud there. I don't know if y'all can see it, but here, I'll just flip the video. Nope. Nope. There we go. See those two little studs way down in there? That's what I got to put washers and nuts on. And then this side's done. The other side will be underneath the battery tray. I may have to remove it, but we shall see. This is an unusual angle, but I can actually show you guys a lot better on this passenger side because I had to remove the battery box. Yay! So you can see right in there, maybe. And I got my two little bolts, well, pretty deep in there. I can see it way down in there, these two guys. So I tried to get the fuse box off, but I didn't really want to budge, but I got it loose so I can at least get my fingies under there. Let's put it this way, there were less bolts on the fuse box than I saw on the battery box, so battery box was not even considered. So we got our two fender washers on there. I forgot the nuts. It really doesn't matter how you guys do this. There is one thing you need though, and it's nylon lock washers. Absolutely necessary. Because if you don't, you're gonna have a bad time. Now you have a light with its power wire going through the fender liner. So now, besides my phone baking in the sun, great. See, look how tall this truck is. You're basically, the camera's right where my nose is, and that's my POV. It's kind of annoying. That's why I don't like lifted vehicles. Like, I can't even tell that there's a V8 in here unless I go all the way over here, and only because the battery's removed I can see the intake. But from anywhere else on this truck, I can't tell you what engine's in here. I cannot. Even though I know what engine's in here. On the EcoBoost trucks, the battery is slightly different, I think. Or it might be because I was working on a 2020 and this is a slightly newer truck with a different design. But the battery box mounts at an angle in this truck and it is in the way big time. I'm actually going to leave it out of there for right now because I still need to wire stuff up. But I will put the fuse box back where it needs to be. She needs to be very careful. Oh, the back of this box isn't clamped in. Weird. And I just took that off just because I didn't want it to get in the way. Now the battery's out. I need to connect my power here for the lights, and then I'm going to use this ground here for the lights, or this ground. Either one will work. I might do this one because it'll be a bit stealthier. I'm just going to use a ring terminal and just, make it happen. Make it happen, Captain. Don't forget to put your bolts back into the fuse box bracket. So I just wanted it to be real nice. How's this feel? Feels pretty dry. I made a mistake and I set it down when it was still a little wet, so sue me. But you won't see that, you'll just see this part. Beauty. Alright, so real quick before the sun completely goes, I've got one side of the truck completely done. Now that I have it figured out how I want to mount all the wiring up, I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. But I just wanted to show you, again, before the sun went away completely, because I don't like playing with flashlights, we'll say. So, let me get under here and show y'all. I still need a flashlight, don't I? Should be able to just do this. Pretty gangster. So, I still got to put a sheathing over this part. Oh, my screen went away, so I can't see what I'm showing. So I still got to put the sheathing over here. It's just these 4 wires. And then I haven't decided if I'm going to cover these up, but I am absolutely going to fill them with dielectric grease. But I got the sheathing up into the wheel well, the wheel arch up there. And then it's all nice and secured, sheathed, and everything all along the top of the frame rail, all the way to the back. As you might be able to see, I can see it. Comes back here, right, up in there, and comes around, goes here and goes up in there, which that is fully sheathed up in there to the light. And it's got a little bit of play to move around in, but not much. But I think that'll be a good job securing it, because I don't want to stick my hands up in there and do anything that'll piss off the next guy, even though I doubt there will be a next guy. But that's pretty much how I'm going to do it on the other side. And then I still have this in here, which I've got the control box all hidden back underneath here. This is the plug that's got to go all the way along there to the other side, which is no big deal to me. I'll just take this cowling off and make it happen down in there, some sort of something. Then this just gets hooked to power and ground, which I am snagging off the fuse box here. And then I haven't decided where I'm going to put the grounds, but I'll most likely use this one, just so it's freaking obvious. And then everything's going to be tucked back. This is if this LED kit had was being hooked up to the brake lights or something, but for some odd reason it's got a wire specifically meant to be hooked up to the brake lights. But that's not how we're doing it here. And that's it. that is pretty much it. I will get back to you when I'm done with the other side. I have everything hooked up, it's all put together, and I'm ready to turn it on for the first time. Because I do have this harness here, which has an on-off switch. It's like a master switch, but the customer wants this to always have power to it, so that way it can be controlled through the phone. But there is also a key fob that I assume you can download the app and set these individual letters to different settings, as well as a remote that allows you to change the settings. Which I assume that there is an option for blue and red flashing, and if I find it, I'll show it to you. How about that? But I'm gonna get on finishing it. We're out of lights, almost out of freaking harnesses. It's going very smoothly. Very smoothly.
Well, maybe you have to be certain. Oh, there you go.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it has a button to make it illegal. It has a button to make it illegal in the middle. It has a button to just flash the red.
Whatever you do, do not hit that button. Don't hit that fucking button while driving. That's the only thing I can tell you. Yo, I could imagine my dumbass hitting that light.
It just gets worse, dude.
I know. And then me having that fucking white Silverado, I'm really gonna think I'm a cop.
So that's going to do it for this video. I'm a little disappointed with how the GoPro filmed at night. Hopefully I don't run into this issue again, because I will not use the GoPro in the dark. Hope you learned something. I hope you do this to your own truck, and I hope you enjoyed watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to support. Hopefully I get some more content like this out here, because this was a lot of fun for me, even though it was a lot of work. And I'll see you in the next one.